Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel UK News. We hope you are doing great. Well, in this video we will talk about Keir Starmer says Southport rioters will feel full force of the law. Keir Starmer has said those who rioted in Southport on Tuesday night will feel the full force of the law after police vehicles were set alight and missiles hurled at officers. It came after far-right protesters pelted police with glass bottles and bricks and attacked a mosque following a knife attack that killed 3 children. The Prime Minister said they had hijacked the vigil for the victims with violence and thuggery and insulted the community as it grieves. 39 police officers sustained injuries, North West Ambulance Service said, with 27 of them taken to hospital. Merseyside Police said 8 officers suffered serious injuries including fractures, lacerations, a suspected broken nose and a concussion. Other officers suffered head injuries and serious facial injuries, and 1 was knocked unconscious. 3 police dogs were also injured, with 2 sustaining leg injuries from having bricks thrown at them and a 3rd suffering burns to her back leg. As officers from 5 forces struggled to bring the disorder under control, police introduced a 24-hour Section 60 order giving officers enhanced stop and search powers, and a Section 34 dispersal order allowing police to seize any item, including vehicles, used to commit antisocial behavior, as well as being able to tell people to leave the area. Assistant Chief Constable Alex Goss said, "Sadly, offenders have destroyed garden walls so they could use the bricks to attack our officers, and have set cars belonging to the public on fire, and damaged cars parked in the mosque car park. This is no way to treat a community, least of all a community that is still reeling from the events of Monday." He appealed for anyone who has information or video footage of those involved in this shocking behavior to come forward so we can identify and arrest those responsible. The protest was due to start at 8 p.m., but the streets began filling before then, with scenes rapidly turning violent. Protesters barricaded themselves down a side street, dragging bins from a pub and industrial unit to provide more missiles to throw at police. Others turned on a nearby mosque, throwing bricks through the windows, and later, as darkness fell, one group of men ripped up a driveway to arm themselves with stones to throw at police, while across the road, another group tried to force entry to a corner shop. As darkness fell, smaller groups dispersed and roamed the streets, setting fires in the road. Residents' walls and fences were pulled down, the bricks used as missiles, and the wooden panels added to the fire. Police from 4 neighboring forces were called in as officers struggled to bring the situation under control. Alice da Silva Aguiar, 9, B.B. King, 6, and Elsie Stankamp, 7, were all fatally stabbed in the attack on Monday. 8 other children suffered stab wounds, and 5 were left in a critical condition, alongside 2 adults who were also critically injured. In the aftermath of the attack, for which a 17-year-old was arrested, several false accusations were spread on social media with incorrect names of the attacker. The only details released about the suspect by police described him as a 17-year-old from the village of Banks in Lancashire who was born in Cardiff. On Wednesday morning, the Muslim Council of Britain, MCB, paid tribute to the 3 girls killed, before condemning shocking scenes of far-right rioters running amok outside a mosque. The MCB called it an Islamophobic backlash that began with a false rumor on the internet. The MCB Secretary-General, Zahra Mohammed, said, "At a time of great tragedy, loss, and mourning, we must stand firm against the cynical forces of hatred and division. This does not represent our diverse Britain and the people of Southport." The online misinformation was earlier condemned by the Home Secretary, Yvette Cooper. On Tuesday night, she said it was appalling police officers in Southport were facing attacks from thugs on the streets who have no respect for a grieving community, adding, "It's a total disgrace." Hundreds of people had taken part in a peaceful vigil on Tuesday evening outside Southport's Atkinson Arts venue, with many in tears as they laid flowers and cards of remembrance. But the vigil was followed by a far-right protest outside a local mosque, which quickly turned violent. Demonstrators gathered in the area surrounding Hart Street, where Monday's killings took place. The crowd of hundreds were heard shouting Islamophobic slogans. "I want to thank our community for pulling together and supporting every person who has been affected by Monday's tragic attack," he said. Nowhere was this more evident than the solidarity, remembrance, and sympathy heard at today's vigil. The violence was so serious that Merseyside police were forced to call in reinforcements. Officers were rushed in from North Wales, Lancashire, Greater Manchester, and Cheshire. In a tweet, Merseyside Police said, "Officers who had completed a shift in work today are back on duty supporting colleagues in Southport." Thanks for watching our video. Please hit the like button and subscribe the channel.